Alright, let's do this. Let's make a miracle. You ever heard the story of Jesus turning water into wine? I got my own spin on it. You know, I was never really good with changes to the status quo. Like when I was younger, my hair was always the same exact cut. I wore the same cologne every day. I even had the same wallpaper in my bedroom for like 6 years. But one time only, I decided to shake things up. And when I did, everything changed for me. That's the story I want to tell you today. It's the story of how Jesus turned water into wine and how that one decision changed everything for everybody. Now, I don't know if you've heard this story before, but stick with me. It's an interesting one. There was a wedding in Cana in Galilee. Now, they had just finished the third day of the celebration, and celebrations back then, Mante went hard. They would go for like 7 days. So they were 3 days in, which means they had like 4 more to go. And during these celebrations, there was a shortage of wine. And you know, that's bad because back then, and actually even now, wine is like the main form of currency. If you didn't have wine, you couldn't pay your workers. You couldn't buy things. It was basically like having an empty wallet in Las Vegas. You ain't gonna have a good time. So Mary, she goes to Jesus and she's all, hey, they ran out of wine at the party and everybody's looking at you like you were supposed to fix it. And Jesus is like, what am I? The waiter. They got 6 jars of water over there. Just take those, break those open, and fill them up with wine. And Mary's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So she goes over to the servants and she's like, y'all, we gotta turn some water into wine right now. And the servants are like, oh yeah, okay, no problem. So they take the water, they put it in the wine, and the wine starts flowing. I want you to think about that for a second. The woman who was in charge of the wine that day, her name was Mary, and she had the faith to believe that what Jesus said was true. And not only that, she was willing to do something crazy, break open jars of water and pour them into wine. And because of her faith, because of her belief in Jesus, everything changed for everybody. There was enough wine for everybody to have a good time for the next 4 days. And that's the story that I want to encourage you to live by. When Jesus tells you to do something crazy, when he tells you to step out of the ordinary, when he tells you to do something that you don't think is possible, I want you to remember the story of Mary and the wine and how because of her belief, because of her faith, everything changed for everybody.